Hey, y'all, welcome to Geek Freaks. I am Frank, and today I'm joined once again by Allen Dunford. How you doing, Alan?
How many times have I been on here now?
I think this is six, maybe seven.
Damn, that's like way too many.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But hey, Frank, I'm so happy to be back here, man. Yeah, I just absolutely love the geek. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I
Yes.
got something. I got something in my throat. I don't
Oh, the
know.
newer mugs.
Mm. Oh my goodness, this cup is just so like lightweight yet durable, and the graphic it's just crazy. Anyway.
Fun fact about that mug, it has Hawkman on there, and they still haven't gotten me in trouble for it. So,
Yay! Fun fact about the old bug. I broke it, and I was really
oh
sad
no.
after I did. Yeah, I was upsetty spaghetti after I broke it.
Oh man, that's right. Means you got to get another one now. We'll have to
Yeah,
just
I
keep
know.
sending them.
I know.
Today we're going to be talking about your next installment of Horus and Hell. You also have, of course, you have Pocus Hocus. You've got Chainsaw, Grandma Chainsaw. I always am
Grandma
backwards on
Chainsaw.
that.
Yes. Yeah. I
Jesus
guess just
Christ.
just think about it the way you think about Pocus Hocus or Hocus
Yeah.
Pocus, right? Yeah. It's Chainsaw. No, it's Grandma Chainsaw.
And so many one shots and stuff like that. But this one here, it seems to be one of your more accessible comic books. Can you kind of run down what Horus and Hell is all about?
Yeah, so Horse and Hell is actually a spin-off series of Pocus Hocus. But the key difference here, or I guess the big thing about it is um you don't have to read Pocus Hocus to understand what's going on in Horse and Hell, but just for like a brief overview, Horse and Hell follows the story of a demonic bunny from hell named Horus who God, how do I word this? He was plucked from hell during the middle of a battle, and then he pledged his allegiance to Pocus because he didn't understand what was actually happening. He thought it was his eternal dark reward
Yeah.
for doing his years of servitude for the Dark Lord and all this stuff. And then it turns to find out he just got plucked by a drunk magician up here to our world, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that again, it just follows this wacky story about one night Pocus tries to recreate what he did to Horus to get him up here, and it's Horus's journey now getting back from hell back to Earth.
Yeah. When you're trying to do a third installment, how closely are you trying to tie it in with Pocus at this point? Or are you trying to just let them diverge as much as possible?
Um, I think it's one of those like if you read Pocus, right,
Yeah.
like that's awesome, enjoy it, have fun with it, but it's not necessary. So again, we always wanted Horus to be its own standalone series.
Yeah. And then you talk about this being, of course, like the Saturday morning cartoon.
Mhm.
Uh, what about that are you trying to implement into this book? Obviously, the art style itself, but are you also trying to bring in some of the wackier humor in this one compared to
Yeah,
others?
like we really try hard to be unhinged.
Yeah.
And just like when you pick it up, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen in this book. And I mean that all for the best, right? Like
Hmm.
I want you to pick this thing up, read it, and be like, this was absolutely crazy. I can't wait to read it again.
Hmm.
So it's little stuff like that is really what we try to go for.
Now, by certain numbers, this is your most popular book, but do you feel like it's your most popular book for the readers itself, for like your longtime fans?
It's a good question, Frank.
I try.
That is a very good question. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to say that this book is very popular for the fans just because it could potentially be, I guess, viewed as like the most accessible.
That's what I'm getting at. I think that's what it is. I
Yeah,
think this is your best introduction to your world. And
yeah.
then, like this is The Hobbit, and then we have Lord of the
Mhm.
Rings over here with Pocus. Kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah, because like that's kind of how I've always viewed it, right? I've always thought that this book was, obviously I love the thing to death, but
Mhm.
it's the least amount of effort to get into it because the world itself isn't as dense as some of the other stuff that we do. Um, and I don't know if I just need to like take a chapter from it because I talked to you about this before. It's just funny how things happen because like, Pocus Hocus and Grandma Chainsaw even like Will, my co-writer, and I, we sat down and we mapped out this whole world for what we were going to do and where these characters were going and what their motivations were and blah, blah, blah. And then we do Horus and Hell. And it's just like, just have fun, and then the book just just does great.
Yeah. Well, with working with Will all this time, I haven't talked to Will in a bit, but with working with Will this whole time, is it rewarding to you guys to have a comic book that's off to the side that you can just have fun with? And does that kind of help you break the grind of working on something that's a little bit more focus intensive?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, man, it's one of those things where we actually get to spend time and just kind of like, how crazy can we make this thing? And like, yeah, of course we have a beginning, middle, and end for where we're going with Horus. Like that's always been the play, right? Because we never wanted to make a book that we had zero idea where we were going. Because originally when we wrote Horus, because our backers were asking for it. But you know how that stuff goes sometimes, right? Like, they're like, hey, we'd love to see a Horus spinoff. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, is anyone actually going to buy it? Right. And then we had it set up to where if no one cared, we could end Horus at issue 2. But then again, like it's shown, it's done so well for us, and the fan response has been like crazy, dude. So we just love it, and we're keeping going. We're happy because we love being in this world.
If I remember correctly, now of course correct me, but Horus was like one of the tier rewards for a Pocus campaign, correct?
Yes, it was years and years ago.
Would you consider doing the opposite way now to introduce people who are coming in for Horus on something like, Pocus?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So we actually kind of ended up doing something like that anyway, right?
Okay.
With the new series that we have on there, Mostly Dead.
That's right. Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Yep. So we're trying to do new stuff like that. And really try to see like what ash cans could do to try to bring hype around a series. And plus, if you already have completed pages, it's a good way for us to be able to kind of give like something a little bit exclusive while also working that much harder to, I guess, raise funds and stuff. Because as you know, this stuff ain't cheap.
No. Yeah. Especially, specifically the way you do it with higher quality, with really great artists. And of course, with you and Will working together on this. Speaking of the artists, we have Kit returning for this cover. What is it like working with an artist so long like this? What kind of benefits to this long relationship are you seeing?
Dude, the benefits are like absolutely enormous, right? Because once you work with people for so long and in like a capacity like this, it's amazing, man. Because Kit is such a professional in everything that he does that like especially if it's like working with Brian. I think I've talked about this before. It legitimately, man, it just becomes second nature. Like we all are on the same page. We give everyone freedom to do stuff, like even with Brian, and you kind of like know what everyone's expecting, and they try to deliver the best product, not because their names on it, but they try to deliver the best product just because they genuinely want to.
Yeah.
Yep.
With this one, do you have any other artists working on different covers? Usually, like I think you have Brian working on one of the covers, right?
Yeah, like so I always like to try to keep like the same wheelhouse of people. I know that may sound boring or whatever to some people, but I just love working with these guys. But yeah, like we got a Ruben Mosho cover, which I've worked with Ruben before on the Herald. And yeah, it's just there. I don't know. Like I try to like reach out to get like new like featured artists and stuff like that. But I also just like working with a lot of the same people too, just because a lot of these people that I've worked with, they've been with me since the beginning, right? And it's just one of my ways to like just kind of say thank you for sticking with me through this stuff for so long.
The Herald is so good. I forgot. Why did I forget that one? It's been a bit since we've gotten any updates on the Herald, right?
Not so well, no, you're good. No, Herald 2's been completed for a while. Okay. I'll send you a copy of it. But yeah, Herald 2's Herald 2's been done for a minute now. What we decided to do is actually try to do it to where we're actually going to release all the chapters of the Herald at once.
Oh my God, yes.
Just because we think that story is going to be better told that way.
Okay.
Yeah, we think having it in a long form way is going to be way better for us. and it's just going to be able to deliver the story the way that we want to, because I don't want to say it gets slow, but we really wanted to set it up like a good solid Western where you have that time to breathe, and we didn't want to go balls to the wall the whole time with it.
Right.
So
Which Horus is definitely balls to the wall the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. So it's Horus can be exhausting because it just doesn't quit, right?
Yeah.
So like, we finished chapter 2 of the Herald and we're like, man, this is really good. But like chapter 2 is literally just a whole fight scene, like the whole chapter. And it's cool how we did it and it's a lot of fun, but it's like, will the backer be entertained without immediately having something to follow it? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and like I said, we really sat down to try to make that decision early on what we were going to do. But yeah, I'll definitely send you chapter 2 so you go and have that and check it out.
Oh, very much looking forward to that. And that does kind of bring up like something like Pocus, for example, that kind of every issue sets something up, knocks something down. Where, so are you thinking with something like Horus, or I'm sorry, with Herald, doing more of a graphic novel aspect of it, where, because I'm starting to see the rise of graphic novels more and more nowadays.
Oh yeah, that's so the next campaign we do for the Herald will be the complete work.
Complete. Okay.
Like it'll be all 5 chapters together.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, and our plan is to have it like we did last time. Issue 1 was already completed before we even started the campaign, and that's our plan again this time.
Oh, perfect.
So we want to have the graphic novel completely finished before, just because that's the way Ruben likes to work, and I'm cool with that because like I told you, he draws it first, then we write it.
I was going to bring that up. That's so unique, but it really pays off when you see it on page. It's amazing.
Yeah.
With Horus again, this one you don't want to actually have. I wouldn't want it to be a full book because you do need it to be kind of like punched. It's a Saturday morning cartoon. You're almost wanting to read it with a bowl of cereal. It's really fun like that. How much longer are you going to be putting out these Horus comics? Because we have 3. Like with Grandma Chainsaw, we didn't go as long as we did with the others. Is that what we're going to do with this one?
No. So Horus, obviously it's the same breath with Pocus. We're going to go until people stop reading, right?
Okay.
But the big thing is, and I guess I'm going to preface it like, and I'm sure we'll get into the some of the stuff that's on the campaign here in a second. But with Horus, we're going for the Horus and Hell series for 4 issues. So at the end of the 4th issue, we're going to get our trade. And we're talking about doing a hardback for it and a good volume 1. So then the next series after this though is going to be Horus in Heaven. So how we have the series So yeah, man, how this series ends, or how this chapter ends, sets up some events that Heaven is going to need some help.
Heaven is the depiction of angels. If I remember from the first Horus, it's like a different version of slapstick. They're almost like Ren and Stimpy wild. It's a lot of fun in its own way.
Yeah. So, and again, we're always trying to turn it on its head, right? So yeah, Horus in Heaven is going to be it's going to be weird, and I think people are really going to like it, and I'm so excited.
That's gonna be a blast. Let's talk about this campaign for a bit. You've been doing campaigns for a long time now. This is one of the shorter.
It's been
runs.
84 years.
Yeah, it feels like it. But this is one of your 21-day campaigns. So if you guys are interested in this, it's not something you can really wait around on. You need to punch it now. Get into the description, start clicking around in the links. Can you talk about some of the rewards you added this time that are new for your campaign career?
Okay, so we did this on Horus 1, and it was such a huge reception. We brought it back. We had a collector's box for Horus 1. And then we went ahead and brought it back for Horus 2, but it's a different box this time. But the biggest thing that we took a huge risk on, and it paid off just perfectly. Frank, I mean, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
We have toys on this one.
Yeah. And they're cute little toys that would look really great next to your guys' monitors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are they interchangeable, or you change weapons on? I was watching a little video on it.
Yeah, everything's interchangeable because of how they're built. Okay. So the heads are, and we did that for shipping reasons. We took a page from I don't know if you guys have ever seen Sideshow Collectibles or messed with any of their statues or anything. When you actually get their statues, all the statues are separated into pieces, and the limbs are magnetic. So we did that with the heads for Horus. So the heads are magnetic. So you can take them off to different Horus figures. And this is also kind of us hinting at we're going to be doing another run of Horus
Oh, cool.
figures. Yeah.
It'll have more connectivity with the ones you guys already get here.
Yes.
Perfect. When you're branching out into a new medium like action figures, how do you go about that? Do you look at people who make action figures beforehand, or you start to learn how to do it yourself? Because you seem like a guy, let's just say it, you seem like a guy who's going to start looking at YouTube videos on how to make your own action figures. Come on.
Yeah, I wish, man. So, okay, so that was the big thing, right? It's like, how do we do this? And is this a good idea, or is this just a stupid idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we biting off more than what we can chew with this? So I brought the idea up for the figures. Where I actually got the idea was have you seen the Disney Doorables?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where I saw it. And it was one of those, like, we talked about it and was like, man, like, I think Horus would look really cool like this.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you look into it, and it's one of the reasons why people have asked us for plushies for a long time now.
Yeah.
We haven't done plushies because plushies are so expensive. Like, I would love to do a Horus plushie, but it's like minimum like 500 is what you have to order. And it's like, I mean, if I could get everyone's commitment to, you know what I mean, to a 500 backer campaign, it's like, okay, cool. We'll definitely do plushies now. Right. But because we don't have that, of course, we can't exactly do that. So yeah, that was again, like I said, it was a risk. So what we went ahead and just did, we just said, screw it, let's try it. And we did it. We found some people that were just as passionate as we were. And we got it going. And that has been such an explosion of people backing this thing and adding the stuff on.
Yeah.
We sold so many.
Yeah. And with that too, you get all the covers, if I'm not mistaken, with that version of that tier, right?
Yeah, so we also did the Horus figures as an add-on, just because we never want to. I never want to try to strong arm anybody into you have to buy the $200 tier if you want this. But no, like I said, man, it was one of those we have them as a bundle on some of the bigger tiers. Mm-hmm. But if you just want to get cover A, and you just only want like Horus holding a carrot. Boom. There you go. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. That's perfect. Yeah. And then let's talk about, you're going to be throwing in 8 pages of Mostly Dead. This is a brand new book of yours. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about this? I'll say art style for those listening right now. Very Invader Zim, it feels like to me.
Yeah. So Mostly Dead is actually a book that Kit Wallace and I, the guy that draws Horus, it's a book that he and I created together. And we've actually been setting on Mostly Dead for probably about a year now. We have the first 8 pages done when we were just kind of trying to figure out when the right time was to, show the world and stuff. And I encourage you to go to the campaign and check it out, because we have a very cool trailer for Mostly Dead that's on there. It actually, I think the trailer might be better than the stupid book. I look at the trailer and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Did I write something like this? The trailer's sick, man. Oh, it turned out so good.
I can't wait for you guys to check this out. Obviously, we're a big fan of everything you guys do over there with Top Hat Studios. Horus is amazing. All the other books are amazing. What can we start to expect now? I mean, assuming everybody right now at this point is already clicking around in the links to get their copy of this. What can we expect next out of Top Hat Studio?
Okay, so obviously we'll be working on Pocus 7, and then Horus 4. Then obviously getting everything ready for Horus in Hell, or for Horus in Heaven. And we've actually already started on a horror novel called Beneath the Lighthouse. So that one is going. Yeah, so what graphic novel? I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm like, you don't have time for it. I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't have time.
I know. Yeah, no, God, no. I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy. No, so yeah, we started on a graphic novel for us. It's called Beneath the Lighthouse. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a one shot. And yeah, I'm super stoked for that, man. It's we got a lot of really cool stuff coming with that. yeah, I mean, there's just so much. Like, we're still obviously working on Deacon Dan's famous chili. We're gonna do that after we finish Pocus. So,
and then as for publishers, who are you publishing this book with? Horus and Hell.
okay, yeah, we're actually with Bad Bug Media. That is where
Awesome.
Pocus Hocus originally started.
Yeah.
So yeah, we deviated a little bit, and then we we came back.
Checking things out.
Yeah, and then it's been absolutely blissful ever since. So we're on.
I'm such a fan of Bad Bug, guys. Make sure you guys follow them on social media as well. I mean, banger after banger out of that publisher. So we have a lot of them on
they
the show.
do. They like, not because I'm there, but yeah, they genuinely do fantastic work.
They really do. They really do. Good people. Okay, guys. Again, everything's in the description. Make sure you guys follow up on this. Again, it's one of the shorter campaigns, and I don't mean like it's crazy short, but it's only 15 days left as we're recording. So make sure you get in on that. And we'll be sharing clips and stuff like that all throughout the next couple of weeks, so you guys can experience Horus for yourself. Allen, once again, thank you very much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Hey, love to be here, and I can't wait to come back on.
Oh, you definitely will be. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
All right, see ya.